Yo, what's good, fellas? A lot of you requested me to check out this video right here, and I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to talk about this, but I don't know if I'm gonna get a video out in time because I'm just now realizing it's the 6th of April, and in probably less than 2 weeks, we probably might get the spoiler for chapter 9, and you already know when that comes out, the content is going to be crazy. For what I expect, it's going to be nuts. So I say, you know what? I'm gonna get all my thoughts out about this topic in a little reaction video. So here we are, perfect chance. And just because it's in a reaction video, that does not diminish the significance of the topic at all. This right here is probably gonna like affect the flow of Boruto TBV VORTEX a lot. And one more thing before we get into the video, like if you're new to this channel right here, I'm gonna just tell you now, I do reaction videos and I do analysis videos. And I was thinking about a way for me to spicing up the reaction videos, not to like do nothing completely new, but I want to add to it. So I'm gonna say this, I know a lot of my subs and supporters do Boruto videos themselves, and they're trying to grow and do their own thing as well. So I'm gonna offer opportunity right here, man, okay? And I'm gonna say it in the video so it reaches everybody. I'm not even gonna like make no community post because some people read it, some people don't. I'm gonna just say it in the video now. If you don't care about this, then I'm gonna have a time skip right here for you to skip. But anyway, if you become a tier 3 member right here on the channel, and this is for all my tier 3 members, for everybody that joins tier 3, if you make Boruto content and want me to react to it, I'll give you one reaction a month. One reaction a month for all my members, bro. And the smaller we start off, the more videos I'm gonna react to of yours, bro. That way you can get more exposure and I find a way to help you guys through my videos. You see how that works? I wanna help you guys. But it gotta be a lit topic. I get to choose what I want to put on the channel, and if I don't feel like it's lit enough, I don't know, I might not put it, but that offer is there for anybody who's interested. But yeah, like I said, Shikamaru, it looks like he is in trouble because he messed up bad, bro, and I'm gonna get through all of it in the video. So without further ado, Naruto Explain. If you want to check out his channel, the link to his channel will be in the description below, and let's hop right into the video.
From the moment that Boruto Naruto Next Generations hit us with the plot twist of Omnipotence, which caused the lives of Boruto and Kawaki to switch in the memories of everyone who knew Boruto was Naruto's son to now believe Boruto was the outsider who Naruto adopted, and they believe that Kawaki was the prodigal son of Naruto and Hinata that they raised. The boy that
try to keep that secret.
Kakashi had high hopes to become the second coming of Minato Namikaze, the 4th Hokage. It was a plot twist that forever altered the trajectory of everything that we thought we knew about Boruto's time skip. In a classic subversion of our expectations, it proved to be so effective that even the very haters of Boruto in real life, who staunchly opposed the series.
Did I even tell y'all that I didn't start off loving Boruto? I'm gonna just say that right now. If I didn't tell you guys the story, or if you may not have seen the video, I did it in the past. I talked about my relationship with the Boruto series. At first, I didn't like him. I didn't like Boruto, I ain't gonna lie. I'm pretty sure that's normal. Back then when Ikimoto had full control of the story and everything, I'm pretty sure he wanted everyone to dislike Boruto. Because you come out from a series like Naruto, masterpiece by the way, masterpiece. No, top 3 anime of all time. And then your MC, top 3 MC of all time, right? You watch him grow up. For me, I started watching Naruto when I was 7 years old. Let me know how old you was when you started watching Naruto. No liars neither, no liars. I need the truth. And you can tell me the story how you got into it. Long story short, I got into it during the tuning exams arc back in part 1. Force of Death, I would never forget it. Me and my pops was watching it. I was like 7 years old, we was watching it. I was just amazed. Then I started playing the games. But yeah, but you basically, I grow with him, right? He grows into a man, then he has a kid. And then the kid is kind of bashing him. The kid is bashing him. Took his jacket, threw it out the window. Crazy. That's basically like shooting me in the heart right there. It's like, why would you do that? That's my, like, that jacket has more meaning than your entire existence, and you would do something like that. So right off the bat, that's how I, grew to dislike him at first. But then through his actions and his growth as a character, I was not being biased. I was not just holding on to the grudge. I kind of learned to accept who he was, and realized, okay, this character is growing. I like what he's becoming. And then besides Boruto as a character, the series is just lit. I ain't gonna lie. The villains, I like the story. The plot of the story, everything, it was just intriguing to me. So that's how I really got into it. And now here we are. So as a guy who used to hate Boruto, I see where all the Boruto haters are coming from. And the thing is, they just can't let it go. They either just can't let go of Naruto, or they are Naruto fans but just never got into Boruto, so they're just hating or they drop the series early on and just doesn't want to get back into it. Those 3 options. Like, there's no reason to hate on the story. It's an interesting story. I agree that the manga is better than the anime as of now. So if you're one of those guys who's trying to get somebody, your friends, into Boruto, just tell them to start off with the manga, then go on to the anime if they like it. You know, you got to try to bait them a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
After the last chapter, where much of the focus was rightfully placed on Himawari Uzumaki and the reveal of the BIJUU chakra, but there was something that happened in the last chapter that
everybody's focused on this, and I seen it off rip. I already knew it was some drama off rip. It's about to get crazy.
A small seed planted into the story, with Shikamaru and Kawaki be at odds at future in the story itself, and I wanted to explore that in today's video. As you guys know, in chapter 8 of Boruto TBV Vortex, Kawaki was on his way towards Boruto's location, and as he was talking to Shikamaru, going over his plan to capture Boruto, Shikamaru was also secretly talking to Boruto the entire time. While Shikamaru wasn't shown feeding Boruto information at the time, we did have Kawaki show signs of questioning how Boruto was able to escape in the manner that he did. Kawaki made it pretty clear he didn't believe Boruto should have been able to sense him coming, implying that, at least to his knowledge, some kind of range is something he believed needed for them to be able to sense each other accurately, which lines up what we've seen in the story so far in the past. And Kawaki believed that he and Boruto were too far apart for Boruto to know that a trap was coming.
Like, if I'm keeping it real, I don't think nothing would happen yet to Shikamaru. They just want you guys as readers just to be aware. Just to be aware that Kawaki is suspicious of Shikamaru. It's not really enough evidence to really be like, all right, Shikamaru, yeah, you're definitely giving Boruto some intel. They just want you guys to get the idea that Kawaki is getting suspicious of Shikamaru. Because yeah, he's right. Boruto should not have sensed Kawaki because Kawaki didn't sense Boruto. It's like as soon as Kawaki could sense Boruto, it gotta be the same vice versa. So if Ada seen Boruto in the woods, and then by the time he got there, Boruto just disappeared, it just makes him start thinking. Because in back in chapter 4, they was already suspicious of like a traitor being in the sensory unit. So Kawaki was already suspicious, like he already knew there could possibly be a traitor. He just didn't know who it was. And now the odds are favoring, you know, Shikamaru. You ever been on a sports betting app and then you got the odds when it comes to the teams that's gonna win? Shikamaru is like a negative 500 right now. It's not looking good for him. And if Kawaki had any sense, he would know if Shikamaru is the culprit, then Ino is guilty as well. So it's like, now you just got to get rid of your traitor, because then it just hurts Boruto. Because now Boruto doesn't have any intel of what's going on in Konoha. Because Shikamaru, he's basically the Hokage, so he has the deeper connects. He can really tell Boruto what's going on. Like, what is everybody thinking? What's going on in the higher-ups office? If you cut that off, that just hurts Boruto. And for Ino, it's like, bro, that's the whole sensory unit right there. You cut Ino off, that's tough.
Kawaki was paneled in a rather alarming way, with the way his eyes were drawn, slanted, looking towards the direction of Shikamaru.
Good paneling right there.
Raised as a red flag, especially given the penchant of the Naruto franchise, where it has soft moments like that in the manga that is used for foreshadowing, and the foreboding use of kanji around Shikamaru and Kawaki at the same time in those two panels was something that stood out. The whole page consists of Kawaki trying to make sense of how Boruto was able to get away when they shouldn't have been able to sense one another coming. And Kawaki didn't look convinced when Delta simply stated that Boruto got lucky and that Kawaki was unlucky, and the panel made it pretty strongly implied that he believes Shikamaru was the one who was at fault here. When we look back at the story itself, there's been a slow beating drum leading to the moment where Kawaki figures out Boruto has allies. He should have already known it was a possibility, because after the Omnipotence was casted, EIDA would have returned to the village, and she clearly kept her promise to Boruto about their treaty, which was revealed in Boruto Naruto Next Generations chapter 80.
Low key, EIDA is a Boruto ally. I'm not gonna cap. Because she did say, I promise not to look for either of you. She did say this right here. And it's just because of her being sorry for Boruto, because of her ability and all of that. I understand that. But the fact that she's an ally of Boruto, Kawaki has to look at that as a possibility too. So the panel could show that Kawaki is suspicious of Shikamaru and whatnot. And all this could be is EIDA just giving him the wrong location. That's it. We gotta remember that could be a possibility as well. because there's no way for Kawaki to fact check her. He can't see into her eyes. He's just trusting what she says. So EIDA could just feed them false information, tell them to go this place and Boruto's actually over there. We gotta realize, why do you think EIDA wants to talk to Boruto? In the middle of chapter 8, she says she wants to have a nice long talk with Boruto about something. It probably has to do something about omnipotence, because she's seen how easily he was able to sway Mitsuki into believing that Kawaki wasn't his son. Well, it could either be about omnipotence or about the Shinju, but I'm gonna guess it's about omnipotence for now. I could be wrong. It's either about those two. We just gotta wait and see. That's what I'm really interested about. I want them to talk and figure this whole thing out. Maybe they form an alliance, maybe they don't. Is there anything Kawaki could do if they form an alliance? No. And I mean that with the utmost respect for Kawaki. If you try to do anything to EIDA, Daemon is gonna turn you into a McFlurry. So I think if Kawaki does find out that EIDA is betraying him, he doesn't really do anything. He just kind of stops cooperating with her. I made a whole video on this. The Kawaki crash out is coming. You guys think this is the end? Why do you think Konoha was destroyed at the beginning of the series? The beginning of the series was supposed to indicate what's gonna happen at the end. So yeah, why do you think Konoha was destroyed? It's little things like this that push Kawaki over the edge. EIDA betraying him, Shikamaru betraying him and siding with Boruto. And right now, if you're siding with Boruto, it's the same thing as siding with Momoshiki, right? All of that pressure is going to force Kawaki to go in search of power. He's probably going to go to Amato, most likely. And then what happens if he just gets stronger than Daemon, Boruto, and everybody else? Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready though. I'm seeing the vision. I see the vision. I know a lot of you guys do see the vision. Y'all see the vision, bro. Come on.
As long as Boruto stayed away from the village, she wouldn't use her Senrigan eye to look for him, even if Kawaki or Shikamaru asked her to do so. And you know it would have pissed Kawaki off at the time. But now you see Boruto
it could be her.
Come back even stronger than before, potentially even stronger than Kawaki, even Koma Steel Kawaki, if we go off what Mitsuki's implied words were.
Easily.
He said Boruto so
easily.
strong,
Even in base.
Sorry. It's something that Kawaki knows deep down in his soul is also true, and it's something that is going to eat him alive if it isn't already eating him alive. Just the fact that he even needed to have a plan where he was using Delta, that is telling. To some degree, he knows Boruto's stronger than him and is going to make him view exterminating Boruto as being a much bigger priority. That brings me to the next point and the most important point. When Boruto returned to Konoha, Kawaki immediately began questioning how could Boruto get into the village without anyone being able to pick up on it, and his first thought was that it had to be someone in the sensory unit who was helping Boruto. Since that moment, the line that was uttered, and Shikamaru reassured Kawaki that if anyone in the sensory team was helping Boruto, that Shikamaru would know and he would have said something by now. Look at everything that we've learned since then. All discussions with the sensory unit team who know the Yamanaka clan's mind transmission hidden jutsu.
But the thing is, right here, Shikamaru had no idea what was happening. But now that Shikamaru was siding with Boruto, it's gonna make Kawaki think that he had something to do with this, and he didn't. All it is Boruto being able to use the flying Raijin to instantly teleport inside of Konoha. He's already inside of Konoha already. And he's hiding his chakra signature. But if I'm being real, this situation and the situation with Shikamaru betraying Kawaki has nothing to do with each other. Because as we know, Boruto was just talking to Kashin Koji. Kawaki thought he was talking to someone from the sensory unit. He really wasn't. He was talking to Kashin Koji. And Kawaki doesn't know that Boruto can use the flying Raijin to instantly teleport places. So he knows that Boruto can erase his chakra signature, but it's just the fact that he was secretly talking to somebody. He couldn't see the toad that was inside his jacket. So if you're talking to someone and nobody's there and you're in Konoha, chances are he's gonna think you're talking to someone in the sensory unit, but that's not the case. But you know the messed up part? The fact that Kawaki is now suspicious of Shikamaru, even though Shikamaru had nothing to do with that situation, Kawaki's going to pin that on him as well. So now Shikamaru's going to be blamed for something he didn't do, along with something he's currently doing. So it's just looking bad for him, bro. I don't know what to tell him, because it's not fair, but it is. All he's trying to do is just help out Konoha. He's gonna catch a random stray for no reason.
look at the people who knew where they were headed at the time. Kawaki and Delta knew for obvious reasons. They're going to kill Boruto. Eida knew because she told them where Boruto was. Mitsuki knew because he was at the condo with Eida and Daemon. Shikamaru knew the plan because Kawaki was going over it with Shikamaru in real time. There was nobody on the sensory unit who should have known where they were headed or that Boruto was in danger outside of Ino, who connected Shikamaru.
And now this is where Shikamaru messed up.
Look at it from Kawaki's perspective.
I promise.
Kawaki has shown us multiple times that he's been pretty observant and sharp. He puts pieces together without having to have much context to go off of. And while he's had some misses, his instincts, for the most part, they've been good. Say what you want about him trying to kill Boruto, but his instincts, they're all right, which is why he was right in his belief that Boruto was still a threat, because despite not being able to resurrect using Boruto's body the way that Ishiki did with Jigen, Momoshiki can still hijack Boruto's consciousness from time to time.
I was wrong though. I was wrong. I gotta admit I was wrong. Because I did think, well, let's say this. I already knew that Shikamaru was gonna expose himself. And I said it in a video. If Kawaki or Eida ever find out what Shikamaru's doing, they're gonna find some way to get Shikamaru out of the picture without raising too much suspicion. Or they're gonna find a way to blame it on Boruto, obviously. I knew it was coming. I was like, okay, this alliance between Boruto and Shikamaru is cool, but how are they going to keep it a secret? And Shikamaru actually screwed up faster than I expected. From the big brain guy that I think he is, I didn't think he would just mess up like this. I thought that would be a pretty easy read for Shikamaru. Like, of course, if Boruto was on the other line and he could hear your conversation that you're having with Kawaki, and he meant for that to happen, by the way. He wanted Boruto to hear that conversation that he was having with Kawaki to give him like that signal like, yo, get out of here. He's coming. And I'm not going to make no pre-assumptions because Shikamaru could have a plan to get out of this for all we know. We don't know. But this is definitely something he should have seen coming. Because if there's nobody else, there's no other way that Boruto would know that Kawaki's after him. But Shikamaru, it would raise suspicion. And I, say he should have knew that. He should have knew that. I ain't gonna cap.
For someone who already believes Boruto has an inside man, looking over that short list of people who knew what his plan was at that moment, it's going to put Kawaki on a path that leads right to Shikamaru. And that's where things get really, really interesting. When you compare where these two are today versus where they were in the past, it's night and day, especially when you realize Kawaki in Japanese more than once has referred to Shikamaru with honorifics and with endearment terms, something that he didn't do in Boruto Naruto Next Generations. He's in a very tough spot right now, Kawaki that is. He can't just walk up to Shikamaru and kill him for helping Boruto. I mean, he technically could, since there is no Konoha shinobi in the village that's strong enough to stop him.
Yeah, about that. Like, I don't think he's gonna kill Shikamaru. I ain't gonna lie to you. He could. I'm not gonna lie. He could just say, you know what? I'm gonna unalive you. And that be the end of it. And he could do it in a situation to where it's like, Boruto could be framed for it possibly, like kill another Hokage. But at the end of the day, like, Kawaki's main goal is just to unalive Boruto. That's it. That's really it, bro. So to do that, everything else is just unnecessary. Especially since, like he said, he has respect for Shikamaru. He wouldn't just want to unalive him straight like that. So I would say, put him in the Daikokuta dimension as well. That way you don't have to unalive him. You could just store him away and take off that resource for Boruto. Just remove it completely. And it's probably going to get to a point where just Kawaki is just doing that to everybody. Because Boruto has more alliances than Shikamaru. He's gonna have an alliance with Eida. He already has one with Sarada, Sumire, Mitsuki, and probably so many more. Probably next it'll be Konohamaru. That's what I think. Konohamaru has to be next. And it's gonna get to a point where he just has so many allies. It's gonna be overwhelming for Kawaki. He just gonna crash out. That's it. Till you have like 15 people in the Daikokuta dimension just sitting there. You want to remove every source Boruto has to Konoha until you just eliminate him. And then you could just take everybody out. Because if Kawaki's just unaliving everybody that has connections with Boruto, it's gonna put Kawaki in a rough position. Somebody's gonna catch on to what's going on. The only person that I could say, you know what, you might be safe even if you have an alliance with Boruto, is Himawari. All I have to say about that is, you're lucky you're the 7th Hokage's daughter. Like, that's all I'm saying. You're lucky Kawaki cares so much about Naruto and you're his daughter. If you wasn't, you probably get the same treatment that Shikamaru was about to get. Ino's guilty by association. She's gone either way. She's the head of the sensory unit. You gotta cut her off. It's the same thing when Madara and Obito, they blew up the headquarters, the Konoha headquarters with Shikamaru's dad and all of them. It's just a strategy, bro. It's strategic. You gotta get rid of the head. If you're trying to unalive him, and he, like, Boruto's getting all this information, so he knows where you're at all the time. He knows what you're doing. You gotta cut off that access, bro. That's gonna make it easier for you to get closer to Boruto. Because if he doesn't, it's gonna be impossible for Kawaki to get closer to Boruto. That's all I'm saying.
Unless they sneak attack him like Mitsuki did, but after having lived a lie for the last
It
3
can't
years
happen.
as
He
Naruto's
cannot
son,
sneak attack him.
He's not throwing it away all
Shikamaru's
like
gonna
this.
tell Boruto.
Could he had
It can't
Ada
happen.
cover it up like he did in the past, where he forced her to do it after they realized what happened on Omnipotence, and Kawaki framed the murder.
Oh yeah, Ada's safe as well. I don't know. I was bugging. Ada's definitely safe. Like I said about the McFlurry. Yeah, Daemon's definitely there. And until Kawaki just gets stronger than Daemon, yeah, Ada's safe or whatever.
Naruto on Boruto, sure, he could do it in theory. He could threaten her. Assuming he's alone with her, he could certainly do it. It would certainly make for a ton of heat. It's one thing to be wanted for being a Kage killer, but it's another thing to be a 2-time Kage killer in a 3-year time span. During a time where we know, due to the elders, that the other Kage...
Imagine you just dating a girl and then you gotta watch out for her younger brother.
Konoha from Shikamaru delaying the 8 Hokage spot being official to potentially how the Boruto situation was handled. There's a lot there that could be used to make Boruto have nuclear heat in universe, which ups the ante for Kawaki, who wants as many paths possible to killing Boruto. There's also the issue of will Ada even do something like that to assist Kawaki, which I don't think that she does. Yes, she
does. She's not even on his side for real.
Between her,
she's more neutral than anything.
Some small wavering following her spying on Boruto's conversation with Mitsuki. Kawaki continued to treat her poorly, like she's nothing more than a surveillance camera, to her initially only helping Kawaki with this lie the first time out of being threatened by Kawaki, and her flat out telling Boruto when she was alone with Boruto, she felt disgusted with Kawaki for the—
like, look, bro, look. Ada only knew Kawaki for about, I'll say, a cool 2-3 days, and he's already given her the ick. I'm saying, he's already given her the ick. She's always still gonna care for him and all that, you know, saying she just has that love for him, you know, that unexplainable love. But as far as like just devoting her whole life and just to be his slave, nah, she's not doing it. Because right here in this conversation, you already know Ada has the capabilities of determining what she's doing is right or wrong. She knows the difference between right or wrong, and she has morals, surprisingly enough. That's why she felt bad for what she did to Boruto. So it's not like she just can't think for herself. She can. And I like that about Ada. I like that she's just not blindly serving Kawaki to his every needs and whims, because that just makes her character more interesting. Now she can possibly betray him in the future, or maybe side with Boruto. Like I said, I want to see what's going to happen when they finally have that talk, or what they're going to talk about, because I believe that's really going to push the story forward. Or maybe like add an interesting twist into everything. Maybe like Ada working for Boruto more than she is for Kawaki, or Ada and Boruto turn around and make Kawaki their puppet on some reverse psychology-ish. But we gotta wait and see. I believe that's gonna be an important conversation.
I do think there is a situation brewing between these two once the threat of JURA and the Shinju has been neutralized, because Kawaki isn't gonna strike now. Even with the line where Shikamaru tried to talk Kawaki,
well, he can't strike. He's unconscious. He's done.
Cautious, telling him that Boruto's gotten much stronger. He's gotten much more skilled now. The timing, it isn't right for something like that. But once that time is up, and that time is now, you might have Kawaki cash in on the idea of confronting Shikamaru faster than I plan on canceling my YouTube TV subscription after Night 2 of Mania on Sunday. Kawaki wasn't drawn looking at Shikamaru with a serious expression under the context for no reason. He's going to have a major bone to pick at someone at some point that isn't going to be going away.
But like I said, bro, the bone he has to pick is going to be with Shikamaru. It's going to start with him, but then, you know, saying he's going to start adding bodies on top of bodies until, you know, we get that crash out moment for Kawaki. And you know, it's early. It's really early in the series, but you can already see how Kawaki just started to crash out and just say, you know what, F it, everybody got to go. You know what I'm saying? Until I destroy Boruto, everybody has to go. It just got to be me and him, bro. That's how determined he is. He would do that just to get to Boruto. It's crazy, right? But that's the type of dude he is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, leave that thumbs up, bro. Leave that thumbs up, bro. But anyway, what do you think is gonna happen to Shikamaru now? Like, do you think he's completely done? It's already done. Kawaki's gonna get him out the story. It's over. Or do you think there's a possibility Kawaki could just wait it out and see what happens, you know, be chill? And is this the moment that Kawaki really starts to lose his edge? Let me rephrase that. Is this the start of Kawaki's mental deterioration? Let me know all that in the comment section, as well as your take about the whole situation. Naruto Explained, like I said, his channel link will be in the description below, so make sure you guys check him out, show him some love. And let me know if you want me to react to anything else in the comment section. And if you're a Boruto creator looking to grow something and want the little free reaction, free promo and everything, like I said, the membership link is down below in the description as well, so go check that out. And without further ado, I'm out. Peace.